512,000, a number I will always remember. The number of those of us who were raising hogs in America when I began farming. Today, there's less than 61,000. I have lived the negative impact that government policies have had on competition. Chair Warren, Ranking Member Kennedy, members of the subcommittee, thank you for this opportunity to present my testimony on this critical issue consumers, farmers, and ranchers are facing. My testimony and submitted statement provide clear evidence of why government must take action against the monopolistic corporations to combat corporate price gouging. By taking action, retail grocery prices will be fair for America's consumers, and farmers will thrive. Today, 4 corporations control 85% of beef processing, at least 67% pork processing, 60% poultry, 75% of the nitrogen fertilizer. 2 companies supply all of the potash for North America. 2 seed companies account for 72% of corn and 66% of soybeans. In my submitted written statement, I referenced 3 cases, studies conducted by Farm Action demonstrating how dominant firms exercise opportunistic behavior to price gouge. In 2022, egg prices soared over 300%, pushing corporate profits up tenfold. For one corporation, it went from 50 million gross margin to 500 million. The industry excused away price gouging, blaming the avian flu and higher prices, yet egg production dropped less than 7% and costs were up only 19%. When no competitor increased production to curb the leading producer's excessive pricing, USDA noted the market had not responded as expected. A fire in Kansas beef plant idled 6% of processing capacity. Using the fire as an excuse, the dominant firms were able to push down the price they paid farmers and ranchers and raise the price they charged groceries. The result was the largest recorded spread between what farmers were paid and what consumers had to pay. The beef industry had exercised opportunistic market behavior to extract excessive profits while killing 5,000 more head of cattle during the 3 weeks following the fire than the 3 weeks prior to the fire. In the fall of 2021, fertilizer prices went up as much as 210%, excessively pushing company profits up. CF Industries reported a 530% margin increase while only reporting 120% cost increase. Nutrien reported as high as 680% margin increase and only a 51% increase in cost. Potash production capacity actually exceeded demand at the time, and one nitrogen producing company had curtailed production in 2020 because of excess supply. What was the basis for price gouging? Fertilizer companies base 50% of their pricing on how much farmers are paid for their commodities. Commodity prices had risen. They hyped the cost and shortage excuse to justify price gouging farmers out of their profits. In 2021, President Biden issued an executive order on promoting competition in the American economy, pushing back against 40 years of presidential precedents of letting corporations have their way in the market. DOJ and FTC have aggressively tackled consolidation with new acquisition and merger guidelines and legal actions. DOJ made history by invoking the Packers and Stockyards Act provisions to put an end to the payment scheme called the tournament system and 15% of the poultry market. USDA has made investments in local and regional processing to stimulate competition. Much is left to be done. Without directing government procurement to secure USDA's investments in the markets, these investments will fail. Antitrust law enforcement is critical to putting a check on price gouging. The chair's legislation, Senate Bill 3803, the Price Gouging Prevention Act, provides FTC with the tools they need to address price gouging and opportunistic behavior. Most importantly, USDA must issue and finalize rules that provide individual farmers and ranchers with the right to be protected by the Packers and Stockyards Act for an individual harm on their individual operation. Dominant food and agriculture firms are exhibiting opportunistic behavior that result in price gouging. We call on the government to free itself from the undue influence of corporate special interest and own its role as safeguarding the market accountability and competitiveness in the food and agriculture markets. Taking bold actions against monopolistic corporations will free the markets, giving consumers fair prices and farmers opportunities to thrive. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here.